Hello and good evening.
You ask us why we're
Hello.
playing Marvel vs. Capcom 3 music, well, why not?
Yeah,
Why not do it?
It's just because Johnny's been listening to it. That's it.
It's a really good OST. Kyle doesn't listen to many video game OSTs. This is one he should check out. This is you got so many different good soundtracks out there because they go for the mantra right for movies, not for traditional sounds. So you get something like kind of like a Greek chorus when it comes to these songs.
See, I'm more of a fan of write songs like a fucking album, which is why
There it is.
Doom is good.
There's a swear in the first 30 minutes, no money.
I'm going to make sure that this channel remains unprofitable forever.
Tune in for next episode where Kyle drops a racial slur in the first 10 seconds.
I can't do
can believe
that.
it.
That is the line I do not cross there.
He's got the stones to do it.
I'm not going to.
All right, listen. Like, for example, like you listen to this, like what character comes to your mind immediately? There's Marvel. This is what I mean. There's only one right answer for this.
I know there is, but I can't think of it.
He's not cheating either by going into the Discord channel and seeing it for himself.
I haven't, no, but I can cheat real quick if you want.
There it is. He's going to go in and he's going to
it's
cheat.
Iron Man?
Yeah, it's Iron Man. It sounds like Iron Man, doesn't it?
Not really. Back in Black by AC/DC or War Pigs by Black Sabbath sounds like Iron Man.
The fucking Black
Or-
Sabbath.
Iron Man.
Yeah, that's
Iron
true.
Man.
Still,
He
I
said-
will
he-
say that's kind of a power move when Jon Favreau put that in like the end of the first Iron Man movie.
John Favreau.
Yep. Like he
the
ends the
same man-
movie I Am Iron Man and fucking Iron Man by Black Sabbath starts playing. You couldn't
this-
write that
but-
shit better.
Brought to you by the same man that brought you Elf and Cowboys vs. Aliens and The Lion King 2019.
Hey, look, I mean, nobody bats 1,000, and I saw Cowboys versus Aliens to an empty fucking theater. We had fun making fun of the movie, so it was not a total loss.
That man phoned in Lion King so he could get the money from Mandalorian. And sure enough, he got the money he needed.
Yes, he did.
And then ran the Mandalorian into the ground. All right, let's get into it. So, until we do the Chaos Factor episode, this is the last time you will hear the words Samuel followed by hate come out of my mouth. Because we have to talk about him in this episode. I don't want to, but we have to. Because this, according to Werewolf Canon, this is how he gets a start.
He hated so much that he made it my responsibility. Let's put it that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, I didn't want to do like any more Samuel hate shit. I'm done with that character until we get the Chaos Factor. We are keeping his name out of our mouths for New Orleans by Night. We are not mentioning him in the episode.
Which is funny because the story takes place in fucking Colorado.
Yeah, he's just Samuel hate. Like, do we have a character for this? Oh, let's put Samuel hate in it. Does he have any relation to the story? No, let's just go ahead. Let's put Samuel hate in it. We're not going to show you the full PDF, but go ahead and pull up that picture of the the shadow coming out of the werewolf's head.
Oh
It's the
yeah,
one
that
that's
was cool. Let me.
Yeah.
I gotta go grab that real quick.
Yeah. So the way this book begins, Valkenburg Foundation. Enough pussyfooting around. Let's get into it. So the way this story starts is that it reminded me of Batman Arkham Asylum, Serious House on Serious Earth, where it has this whole Arkham gives this log about his patients at the start of it. It has this creepy kind of gothic horror vibe to it, where it follows Valkenburg. His first name is escaping me. Come on, senior Leopold Valkenburg. That's his name. Has no relation to the Society Leopold. He is this Swiss psychologist that gets his first change super late in his life. He first changes in his 20s or something along the lines. And he decides that he's going to look into what he is, realizes that he is a werewolf, finds out what werewolves are, finds out about lunatics, and decides that he's going to open a practice that is going to secretly help werewolves get back on track and become one with their werewolf selves and become the warriors that they need to fight for the behalf of Mother Gaia. And it starts off pretty well with the first patient, Jacob Hargast, who thinks he's just crazy and has all these false memories. He just turns into the lupus form right in front of him, and he dances through the woods with him, and everything is great. Until he brings in one Baron von Kolk, who turns out to be worm-possessed, has this demon inside his brain that looks like that Shadow Man, and he escapes his brain, leaves Baron Catatonic, possesses a Red Talon, almost gets that Red Talon killed, ends up getting the entire ire of the Red Talons as a tribe, where he then has to pack up his practice, immediately flee to America, where he goes all the way over to Wyoming, and then sets up a practice there. And from that point forward, he would ally with the Sept of Pure Heart, which is majority Wendigo, in all irony. Now, you usually know how Wendigo interactions work. Like, they say, ew, a white boy, and then they kill him. That's how that usually turns out. But no, they saw, oh, he's actually trying to help us, and he actually knows what he's talking about. And thankfully, the second biggest population in that cairn were COGs, Children of Gaia, and they supported what Valkenburg was doing. He cured all their Wendigo of their lunacy, and then his good deed went punished because one of his patients lost their minds and killed him in 1930. Great. And then his granddaughter, Gretchen Valkenburg, reopened a practice in the 1980s, and she had this group of werewolves called the Questing Pack go around and find lunatics on her behalf because there were no crazy lunatics in Wyoming anymore, and that she needed to go make it her mission to carry on her grandfather's legacy. Who is the Questing Pack? It is you. It is your pack in this book. Congratulations. This is not a source book. This is an adventure module. We don't get many of those in World of Darkness, do we?
I think we should clarify really quick what a lunatic is, and that's a werewolf that can't accept the fact that they were a werewolf.
Exactly, that's what it is. You had your first change, and your brain broke from it happening. Where it's a fun concept, right? Because you have some people that, oh, you never talk to the kin fetch, you think there's like a demon possessing you, or oh, I'm the wolf warrior of God, or I dissociate from my werewolf form and I have split personalities, which is how this usually pans out. So we have 5 writers for this book. This is a pretty good team. Bill Bridges, Phil Brucato, Jay Morrison, William Spencer Hale, and Richard Strong all worked in this book. And then you had 5 different playtesters for it. Bill Bridges oversaw development, Alera Rogers oversaw editing, and then your art direction was Richard Thomas, who hired Chris DiNardo, Joshua Gabriel Timbook, Brian Wackwitz, Lauren Allen Williams, and our favorite, Jeff Rebner, for this book.
Hell yeah.
The artwork in this book is very, very good. We're not going to show all of it, though. Kyle, scroll down to page 12 in this book.
Yep. Hang on.
Yeah.
Wait, no,
those are 2
21.
characters that are going to be super important.
That's page 1. Goodness.
Yeah. See.
Page
Yep. If you download the file, you see like on the side you have like pages, like the page numbers you can just jump to.
Yeah, I got it. It's page 13 in the PDF, but yeah, I see them.
Yeah, that would be Leopold Valkenburg on the side over there with the skin tag and the mustache and the tie. He's got a face, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. He has quite a face, yes. You can tell that I am an intelligent psychologist that seeks to help Scarrow, yes.
And then that werewolf off to the side is one Takakane, a Wendigo elder. So this is the most amicable that you'll see the Wendigo around people who are white.
That's because they know that they're trying to help, actually.
Yeah, this is...
Question.
Yes.
Is Valkenburg a kinfolk?
See, he's a werewolf. He is a werewolf. He is a werewolf. That's what he is.
Okay.
Yeah. His granddaughter, I think she's a werewolf as well. If she's kinfolk, then I don't really care if she's kinfolk. You know that kinfolk is a topic just doesn't interest me at all.
Yep. I was just wondering how he was just casually talking to a Krynosform Wendigo.
Well, sometimes you have humans who have got big damn willpower scores who are able to keep their heads on their shoulders and not freak out in front of a werewolf. We just got done playing Change Go today, and our human NPC passed her willpower score. She was just quiet and freaked out the entire time the werewolves were in the scene, but she kept it together. She's going to forget the entire conversation afterwards, but she didn't freak out. All right, so in terms of the land itself, there's your estate. That's what the Valkenburg area looks like, where this is in Wyoming, America. You got your compass over there. You see where the highway is, the highway over there. And then you go through this swamp. There's your cauldron rock cairn. It's a little hard to look at this. Why did you put this gray TV static background on the map?
Because it was cool.
Why did you do this?
Texture.
The amount of money that White Wolf spent on inking alone with these books. You go to the Summer book, the entire Summer book, you just soak that entire book in black ink and then wrote on it with white text.
It's probably a pain in the ass to print.
I'm thinking about just why Nightmare was to read the somber book. All right, now zooming in, this is what the Valkenburg Foundation's house looks like. You got your staffing house. You live on the premises. It's like the Tim Pool compound. Once you work for Valkenburg, you don't leave the Valkenburg. You have to sign an NDA. There's a skate park. There's a coffee shop. They brought in Milo Yiannopoulos, and Milo fucking roasted Tim on stream.
Why?
What the question is like,
Why
what the fuck
not?
did you? Why'd you even bring Milo Yiannopoulos on the show? You know that man was gonna snake you. It's your own fault for bringing on Milo. You see that thing over there, Wolf Cage?
Yep.
That's where the loop is to live in. Because, you can't have a crazy lupus around a Hamid. The lupus is going to tear his throat out.
Yes.
Yeah. And then we got one more picture for us, which is the actual floor layout of the Valkenburg Foundation. I'm posting the picture as we speak now. There it is. It's like a nice place, right?
I mean,
The text isn't really that readable.
well,
It-
no,
it
I
get-
mean, in the
labels.
PDF, it's a little bit easier. I
It-
love how they
it's-
have to
it's-
label surgery, blood. That's cool.
the blood room.
Always
Y'all
gotta
are guest vampires.
If you're a vampire and you break in here, well, guess where you're going to go?
I thought that
Blood.
Room with all
I
the
thought that
lupine blood.
Garrow blood tastes awful to you, though.
No, it's the other way around. Vampire Vitae burns the throat of any werewolf that drinks it. But
Wait a minute.
Because blood is blood. Any vampire's going to drink blood. It's
But lupine blood is worth 2 points per normal point of blood.
Oh, that's
it's
weird.
got
I thought
that,
it was
like,
the other way around.
Now it's the other way around. Yeah, it's that where you got Inzaro drinking vampire blood in Rich Coast Appalachia. It burns her throat, but she doesn't care. She's getting high off of it. That's what we
I
get.
mean, not anymore, right?
Yeah, not anymore. She's going to be straight edge for the kid. Fingers crossed that she doesn't relapse and goes back to her old ways. And then you got this description of what this place looks like in the book, where it's just it doesn't come off as anything crazy. It's like everything you see on the map, well, there it is. It's all self-evident what you see there. And you have tenants in here. You've got short descriptions of what NPCs are already living here. Let's go down the line. He comes up in the first adventure, Orson Gravely, a multiple personality lunatic. Orson appears as a main character in the first chapter of the book and also in Dark Union. The Carney brothers, a twisted pair of twins. Their mild shape-changing ability became a freak show act. They're in cells across from each other and spend most of their time whispering to each other through the cell doors. They are Rakabash of the Children of Gaia. Are they conjoined twins? I'm not sure. That'd be pretty wicked, right?
It would
Well,
be
if they're
kind of
whispering each other
neat.
through the, if they're whispering each other through the doors, that would imply they aren't.
See, they used to be conjoined now, but somebody split them. Why don't you make like Siamese twins and split and one of you die?
Why don't you
We
make
have
like a
Delilah.
tree and get out of here?
We got Delilah, a woman suffering from some unknown tragic shock, which has caused her to retreat deep within herself. She's catatonic almost all the time. When she is aware, she is extremely paranoid. She is a moon dancer of the Stargazers. I think that's what they mean by Arun when they say that, though I could be wrong. Kalu, a lupus known for his wolf pack who has lived most of his life 6 years, not realizing that he is a guru. He's an extreme outcast, shunning even other wolves. His age makes him his cure harder, for he is set in his neurosis. He is a Philodox of the Wendigo. Onke, a lupus who is driven mad by the change and tore her entire pack apart. She disappeared before the Black Furies could recover her, and was finally discovered by Kanak Tale. She is kept fenced off from Kalu, lest she tears them to pieces. She is an Arun. Oh, Black Fury Arun, that ain't a good combination.
Nope.
Joseph, an evangelical cult leader. His innate animal attraction and Philodox auspice allowed him to sway huge crowds of willing believers. He was nabbed by Lucius and was taken silently to the Foundation. And his fanatic cult followers were to find him, if they were to find him, they would raid the Foundation with submachine guns to rescue him. He is a Silverfang. Oh, that makes sense, doesn't it?
They finally
That makes a lot of
fucking
sense.
got us. I was wondering, like, this whole time, I'm like, please tell me they got at least one Silverfang in here trying to recover.
Well, it's going to be tough to help this guy out. Lewis, a young boy who's a stunt strider, and he showed deep wanderlust. He ran away from home at 10 and the cruelty of his humanity has scarred him heavily. The cruelty of humanity has scarred him heavily. He no longer trusts anyone. He is a recent inmate, and probably the quickest to cure. Judy Bonaparte, a very disturbed young glasswalker. Her family moved from the big city into deep Louisiana swamps when she was a child. The Kinfetch lost track of her, so none could come to relieve her of the terror of the wild. Bugs scare her. They scare her into hysteria, and she cries herself at night to the sound of chirping crickets. She's a ragabash with no sense of humor. A funny ragabash. Well, there's no point in continuing if you're that.
Jesus.
And looking at this, and the cell wards, they're about to withstand a punch of somebody with a strength score of 10. So hopefully you don't have somebody that realizes that you can use a gift to bust through that. You gotta keep the spirits away. You got warding spirits hanging around this place that keep anyone from getting the inmates in or out. And the cure. The Foundation uses many methods to cure lunatics. Most of them are simple psychological counseling techniques, used either with Hamids in the ranch or lupus in a nearby reserve. Sometimes, however, the schism is too severe, and the Foundation must be content with adapting the lunatic to one of her forms. There is a Valkenburg serum. After long research, Valkenburg created a syrup in the Umbra, where Geru can be regressed into his natural form. It takes much time and many injections, but eventually the shape-changing ability is made dormant, and a lunatic is unable to change any longer. If the lunatic is Hamid, no more will he become a wolf. If he's a lupus, never will he become human. This technology may or may not have been stolen from the progenitors. So, in case it's just impossible for you to reconcile, we'll just pull the wolf out of you and just kill the changing seed, which they don't want to do, but sometimes you're just left with another option. All right, and now let's get into the stories themselves. So let's go fun about this. Let's say we're running a fake hypothetical chronicle with you guys.
Yes.
All right, Kyle, make a werewolf.
Make a werewolf. Well, I mean, if I wanna be just if I want to just go my general sweetheart nature when it comes to this, I would say that I would try to make, I don't know, Children of Guy would be too easy of an answer.
Well, and nobody plays with COGs anyway.
Well, I mean, for this it would kind of work because, like, if you're there as like a practicing doctor and want to take actually a glasswalker, I play Theurges all the time, but say like a Deus Ultimate Glasswalker Philodox might be the way to go for this one here.
We already know what Edin's going to say. He's also playing a glasswalker.
Yep.
Immediately. See, no protest. It's his favorite.
Cool.
Yeah. And Ryan, what about you?
A Fiona Ragabash.
Well, there we go.
Really?
Named Teller Bassett. But
No.
I was a Terge, thank you very much, until I had to, give up my sanity to go back into the cairn.
So, I read through the first two back to back. I know these ones pretty well. So, scene one, for some reason, this game wants you to be from New York. It wants you to travel all the way from New York City to Wyoming. To me, this is kind of dumb. Just have your wolves be from the Rocky Mountains if you run this game. Just do that. Just do that. Have to be familiar with the Septuagint. But scene one, you drive all the way over to the Valkenburg Foundation because you are given a quest. The Septuagint is missing a werewolf called Graveseeker, aka Orson Gravesley, and you have been sent to find him. As you drive up, you're met at the door by one Gretchen Valkenburg, and she says, "You've had a long journey. I know you're curious about us and what we do here. So please come in and I'll show you our facilities. I'd be honored if you'd stay here tonight. We have guest facilities in the living quarters around back. It's no trouble. She'll lead you through. She's this nice woman. She'll show you her scout, Lucius, who's this guy who's going around figuring out who's a lunatic, who's not. She introduces you to her orderlies. I believe their names are McCready and Skyseeker. That's their names. Skyseeker, I'm a little bit suspicious to where he's from. Possibly like Tenna, maybe, with last name like that. You then have Gretchen say, I know why you're here. You seek Orson gravely, who you know is as Graveseeker. I'm afraid I have some bad news. Orson is not the person he once was. He has suffered extreme trauma, a trauma which has shattered his mind. I will take you to him, but it is almost dark now, and he always becomes violent at this time. Please sit down. I think I should tell you about him first to prepare you. Orson is a very strange person. He was first encountered by Lucius, our scout. It was a bleak place in the Umbra. Lucius was passing through in search of anyone in need of aid. He found Orson, wrapped up in a fetal ball, giggling and whimpering. He couldn't control his changes. As Lucius watched, Orson's body shifted to and from wolf form, only in small stages, bits and pieces here and there, all with Orson apparently unaware that this was happening. Lucius did not know who he was, but he knew that he needed help. The tainted worm was nowhere to be found, so Lucius took Orson into his arms and coaxed him out of the Umbra. He then took him back here to Valkenburg, where we immediately began treatment. It took a long time to get him to speak coherently, but we eventually discovered that his name was Orson Gravely, at least he insisted that it was. Only later did we find out that he was the Graveseeker of your sept. We did not contact you for many reasons. You must understand that our work here is important. We have successfully cured many of our patients' afflictions. However, there are those among the Geru who do not believe this. They would kill people like Orson, seeing them as dangerous and tainted. I had no way of knowing whether this would be the reaction of your sept or not. I could not take that risk for Orson's sake. Yesterday, I received a call from Lucius, who had heard of your mission. That is how I knew you were coming. Don't worry, Fiona, about your cough. I haven't done anything to cover up what we do here. I'm proud of our work here, and what I want others to know that what we're doing here is good. How do you reply?
Well,
With silence.
Well, in all honesty, I'm honored to be a part of such a mission. Hopefully the research that I've done in the past will do well for your organization. I won't let you down, ma'am.
And with that, she leads you through. She shows you Macready and Skyseeker. Macready says, now I know what you're thinking about to do. It's not wise. Orson is wild at night, and there's no telling how he'll react to seeing you others from his own sept. But if that's what you came here for, then let's do it. Now, I'm not letting him out, so you have to go in, and I'm locking the door behind you. If this bothers you, then some of you stay out here. No, I'll not give you the key. For all I know, you've come to bust him out, and I can't have that unless Gretchen says so. Yes, he's written with an Irish accent in this book.
Oh.
Well, don't you worry. I'm very level-headed in these sorts of things. I know that it's all about patience.
See, I actually know, Edin, you're thinking of playing faster than sound in this situation.
Maybe.
As you look behind him, like the Space Marine, the Iron Hands werewolf is right behind you. With patches of black skin, just like the Space Marines. As when you enter Orson's room, you're treated as his guests for this. He is in Glabro form the entire conversation. And no matter what you try to tell him, what kind of way to talk him out of what he's doing, he keeps jumping back and forth between personalities. He has 5 different personalities, one for each form. He'll usually revert to one personality called Ona, where eventually he gets to a point where what you mentioned, Deceptive agreeing to him. He'll then howl, and it's such like a painful howl. Your character seems to roll willpower, or it'll start crying, and they'll say, "Oh, weep for me. I'm not what I once was. Once hero, now numbered among the mad. How did it begin? With the omen, the bird which flew that only I could see. I had to follow, for its blood stained my home and spoke of ill to come. I went to the Umbra, the spirit world and water deep, searching for the wounded bird. I followed the clues and directions of stray spirits that it had also seen. I walked and walked until I knew I was lost. I, who had long ago charted the spirit realms, knew not where I was nor where I stepped. And it was terrible. I found the wounded bird, but it was a bird no longer. A cancer had eaten it from within, and now it was a living carcass, its rotten flesh wafting the aroma of decay to me across the velvet gloom. And then its master, No! I cannot inflict upon you even its name, nor for the visions of my form. Bid me tell you not! As he just breaks down from this point, he says, I beg you! You who are the hope of what's to come, help us! We mad ones who have lost our way. Only in this house of howls can we recover from what is lost. Can we learn what is in need? Help the young to grow as they should, or else. And he never finishes his sentence. He instead just goes back into a fetal position and is dead silent from that point forward. It's a very strange scene, is it not?
It is, but that's what we're here for, isn't it?
As Gretchen will then retrieve you and say, as you can see, Orson is very disturbed and in need of our help. But he's not the only one. Here in these rooms are others. Some are like him, driven mad from some unknown experience. Others are young cubs, scarred by their changing ordeal. There was no one to help them. They had to do it all alone. And as you see in this room, there's Lewis. He would have been a powerful addition to his tribe, the Sunstriders. If only they'd found him. He wandered too early. The cruelty of the world has caused him to trust no one. And there is Judy. She was abandoned by her tribe, the Glossworkers. She was not meant for the deep wilds. She never laughs. I can show you them all. All lost, all alone, all mad. I can show you the wolves outside. They're the saddest. Even in the deep forests closest to Gaia, there are hurt and torn from their heritage. But someone must help them. That's what we're here for, to help. I want to show you something. Please follow me. She'll lead you to her office. She pulls up this large chest. She blows the dust off of it. There was a pack here once. Young Geru who came to our aid, who saw the glory of what we do. For every Geru cured, Gaia is made stronger. They gained much renown among the local Seps for their bravery and dedication. We called them the Questing Pack. They're all dead. Killed by Banes and the Umbra, fighting to protect the lost cub. But we have their fetishes. They're items of power still. You've seen what we do. You've seen that they need help. Will you help us? Will you become the Questing Pack? This is the part where you say...
Well, that's what we're here for. We're here to help. Let's get out there.
What's in it for me?
Money.
We're getting paid to do this. This is our job.
I'm not joking. This is my job.
Fashion and Sound, how do you reply?
Fashion Sound has no words.
There he is. He just gives a thumbs up and a grin. I like the little like doodle Archie drew of your character where he just has this like fucking huge ass jaw.
I actually here. Do you have that? I want to see that real quick.
Archie's got it somewhere. I don't know where it went.
Yeah, throw it at me. I want to see it.
Yeah, as soon as I dig through this and find it again. But I didn't save any of the pictures. Oh, this is from last year too. Ah, fuck. I'm sorry, I don't have this prepared. But continuing. Now for everybody's favorite part of a TTRPG, splitting the loot. How you guys want to split the loot?
I mean, I'd say, depending on what we get, we'll split.
7:30.
Well, tell you what, we are getting paid, so, well, we're getting paid, but, if it's our pack, of course, whoever we decide in our pack is the pack alpha, of course, gets a higher share. So I'd say that we'd give 20% to the foundation, pack alpha gets 10, and then the rest of us get 5.
All right. Let's look at what we got. We begin with the fetishes. The first one, Moongleam, requires it goes off a Gnosis roll, difficulty 4. This is a small rock glowing with the essence of moonlight. During the day, the light is dormant, but during the night, it will shine as follows. Depending on who is holding it, it will show what auspice they are. New moon gets a faint candlelight. Crescent moon, flickering torch. Half moon, steady flashlight. Gibbous moon, car headlight. Full moon, halogen spotlight. It will glow brighter depending on who's holding it. Who wants it?
Give that to the Fietta.
All right.
Hey.
The Ragabash, where it's not going to blow your cover when you're holding it. All right. Next up, the whistle call. Gnosis roll difficulty 6. This wooden whistle will allow all pack members, no matter where they are, to know that the blower is in trouble. It's a rape whistle, essentially. That's what this is.
Well,
oh my god.
Tell you what, since
Always good to have one of those.
if Edin is playing the hypothetical faster than light in this game, he's going to be getting in He's probably going to be scouting things out for us because he's that fast. So give him the whistle in case he gets ambushed.
Well, there you go, faster FTS. You get the whistle.
Although I am kind of 10 feet tall in Hamid?
Yeah.
Well,
He's
yeah, but
genetically
still,
modified.
like I said, if you're scouting for us because you're fast, you get caught. You get caught in the crossfire. You give us a whistle, we'll come back you up.
Okay.
See, like next, Spirit Slayer. Gnosis roll difficulty 6. It's a clave. It's a spirit bound dedicated to defense of the earthly realm. The spirit provides the following gifts: umbral sight and sideways attack.
Ooh,
Who
does
wants
that
it?
mean attack through the Umbra?
Yes.
Tell you what, Edin, I'll trade the whistle with you.
It's
Okay.
All right. Well, there we go. All right. War paint. It's in a ceramic jar and it's wrapped around with buffalo hide. And there's a little diagram on it too. It will provide the gift sent to the true form. If you draw a star on yourself. If you paint an arrow on yourself, it will give you stare down. If it's a claw-shaped sigil, it will give you a level of armor. It has 10 uses total, and each application will last for one scene. Who wants it?
Ryan, you're Ragabash, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you want that?
Sure, I'll take it.
There we go. And then Summons from Afar the Gulf. Gnosis roll difficulty 7. It's a small mirror set in a wooden frame and is painted with odd symbols. This fetish allows for the previous questing pack to be channeled through past lives. The user stares at herself in the mirror and rolls willpower versus the fetish's Gnosis difficulty 7. However, it will only work when used by a member of the current questing pack, only after she's proven herself worthy, usually like some like 2 or some shit like that. By the time the pack is finished story 4, they should be able to use this with no difficulty whatsoever. They can then discover through quote-unquote reincarnation the dead pack members and the puppeteers, which is the plot point for story 5. So who wants a mirror that you can talk to other dead Guru through?
Given I'm Philodox, Edin faster than sound is an
Arun.
Arun, right?
Yes.
Arun with horrible social, because
So I will take that then.
All right. And there we go. And you have a moot where only the staff of the moot are really there. You're the only werewolves there besides Gretchen. And behold, a pack is now you. You get a free totem, by the way. You get elk as your totem.
Remind me what elk does.
Let's pull up what elk does. See, going in here, werewolf, the apocalypse. For some reason, the fucking totem benefits aren't in this book. Where it's part of the hustle. If you want to know what the fuck this totem does, buy this book. Like, thank you, White Wolf. Very cool. I can't just have all the information in one book. Okay, here you go. Background cost. Well, you actually no, you don't need to worry about background costs. You just get this totem. Individuals who follow them gain a point of honor renown and 2 extra dice in any investigation roll. As a pack, you get 3 dots in law and 3 dots in investigation. Amazing. And all Philodox rolls will gain natural trust for you. The ban, Elk requires that his followers never refuse to listen to both sides of any argument.
Oh, that's perfect for me. I am a Philodox.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Just more Philodox stuff that you were going to do already, Elk gives you.
Faster
And-
Sound is going to be kind of miffed that he has to listen to people before mowing them down with a minigun.
It will go through one ear and out the other.
Edin, just let me do the talking, and then, like, if they start fucking around, you shoot.
Kaboom? Yes, we go kaboom.
It's
And-
basically like in Far Cry 4 when you're helping the CIA agent, and it's like, if you hear me start talking about Reaganomics, start shooting.
It's your sign. And then what happens with Lords after that? Nothing. You, the storyteller, figure out where you go with that plot point as to whether or not you can cure Ursa or not. Or you just let it bleed into the second story. So, yay. Alright. That's what the second story is. We find out that we have a werewolf snitch. It also says to go about the Hitchcock bomb under the table. Now, the bomb for the scene is going to be my penis. It's not going to go off into your mouth until the scene is over.
God damn it.
Good old Hitchcock, you fucked so many women without their consent.
He
going into
set
this.
the standard for Hollywood creeps to come. He really was. I shouldn't. Phrasing. Phrasing. God damn it.
You were going down a path you couldn't go back on.
No. I'm gonna stop that bit right there. That's what's gonna
He
happen.
can't pull out. He can't pull out of his.
Shut the fuck up, Ed.
This is terrible. Alright. So it turns out we got a werewolf snitch. We call over here, we find out this guy, Jenny Yin, calls and says, "Hey, my partner lost his mind. Can you help solve it?" And you say yes. You go over and you gotta find out what's going on with this guy. I believe his name is Harold Masters, if I'm remembering right. Where the book just calls him Masters, where this is a guy that got his entire pack killed, and we want to know why. Why did he do this? So it's more of like a detective story that you're going into. So, Kyle and Ryan, your characters would absolutely flourish in this setting. And people like Edin's build are going to be waiting for the excuse to shoot something. So, what do you find out about this guy? Harold Masters did some things that got the entirety of the Dark Runners pack killed in Central Park. And what you know about him through talking to this guy, you meet a guy when you sideways step over into the Sept of the Green. It's a guy whose name is Helms. And he'll tell you that Masters is a big wheel for Amherst Resources and Development, an acquisitions company. And is held in usually a high position for someone his age. He has a penthouse address, you learn it. He doxes Masters. A brief childhood history where Harold Masters did not live a very good life. And they also, you get this idea of a treatment plan that Helms already thought of. It resulted in he got the Dark Runners killed, and from that point forward, you go around and you gotta find out, well, who should you talk to first? Maybe the one surviving member of the Dark Runners, right? So you go over and you find out her name is Shadowpad. That's the breed name. Sorry, her deed name. Her real name is Tara Mitchell. She says that you gotta just go home, just turn around. You don't want to be a part of this already, but looks like you're going to be here anyway. Then fine, I'll let you know what's going on here. Okay, so let me introduce you to my other friend. This is this is Hacktalon. He is I believe he's the rare, Glosswalker Metis is what he is. And not made in a test tube, just like an actual normal-born Metis. Who was shot in the chest by a silver bullet and survived, miraculously. Though he is suffering from some serious wound penalties because that's aggro damage, and nobody's healed him yet. For some reason, he hasn't just gone to a theurgical asterisk to get healed. I don't know, but whatever. So, you go over to Shadowpad, and she says, "Yeah, I was over here with Masters, and we were over here with in Harlem, and." See, she says that Masters has been struggling to maintain his position in Amherst. He visited his usual hangout, the Nothing Shocking, every week, but didn't see him there. She saw him several days ago at Amherst offices with his 5 bodyguards, including this one mystery guy called Roy Hell. I wonder if he's a nice person. Roy is this absolute psycho who's seemingly taken over as captain of the guards of Masters' apartment. She attacked him after this verbal altercation. He slashed her with a silver-bladed glove. And then the security detail just opened fire on the rest of her pack after that, and Masters just stood there and watched it happen. So, very peculiar, right? And Masters has this meeting going on with this guy. His last name is Lehrer. And she says that she joins you. She has this ulterior motive. She wants to kill Masters. But, if you say the right things to her, she'll drop that mission. Hacktalon makes it no secret that he wants to get his hands around Masters' neck and kill him. That's his whole motivation for joining you. And Hacktalon will just forcibly integrate himself into your pack. You don't get to say no to him. He's gonna follow you until the end. Now, how do we feel about these two? What do we think? What?
This is going to make me following Elk's totem very, very difficult.
Given that Hacktalon is going to listen to what Elk has to say and is just going ahead and do what he wants to do.
Yeah.
Now, the path branches from here. Which of these three do you want to do? Do you want to go see Albert Lehrer? Do you want to go see Shadow Pet's apartment? Or do you want to go to Masters' penthouse?
I feel like we should investigate a little bit. Let's go to the apartment. What do you think?
All right.
Penthouse? Yeah.
The penthouse or the apartment?
The apartment.
The apartment. All right. Ryan, you're in agreement?
Yep.
All right. So Shadow Pet's apartment. Going to her apartment, you look over here. Security measures are pretty measly. A successful perception alertness roll, difficulty 7, reveals several shady figures are hanging around this building. As you identify them, they are gangsters that have been hired by Masters for some reason. If you catch them and interrogate them, they'll say that they're waiting for Terra, but they've never heard of Masters, supposedly. If someone describes him, they'll begin to realize that he's this geek, and the actual person who hired them is Roy Hell. They will not reveal who Roy Hell is, no matter how much you torture them or anything going on with them. Smart people, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So they're hanging around trying to finish the job, right? Okay, we still have time. Where to next? The penthouse or Lehrer?
Remind me what Lara was up to again?
He is this rival who is someone that Harold Masters hates, but they work for the same company. And this guy, Albert Lehrer, has been trying to screw over Masters for a while. So the two of them hate each other.
I feel like if we tried talking to him, we do need to get both sides of the story. So, and the penthouse, who owns that penthouse?
Masters does.
We didn't talk to Masters already, did we?
No, you have not found him yet.
Okay. There's no guarantee he's going to be there. So let's go talk to Lair, I think.
All right. So going in there, you meet Albert Lehrer. Page 37 in the PDF for you, Kyle. You get to scroll down and see his picture.
Yep.
So tell me what you think of this guy upon seeing him.
Give me one sec.
He looks like a televangelist, doesn't he?
37.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
It's where you automatically get a vibe up of this guy based on the way he's drawn.
He's got I don't know why he's got a shawl on though. But yeah,
This is Reverend
with the large glasses and the what's that haircut where it looks flat and then there's a slight dip from a wave and then it goes flat again.
Yeah.
The widow's peak for the beginning of a receding hairline.
Yeah, that's very much a preacher haircut, I guess.
I gotta say, I really don't like that haircut.
Yeah, that's
It's not very stylish, is it?
No.
as you go over there, Albert Lehrer. So Tara will call him, and she'll agree to meet with them in an hour or so, and then she'll call Rick Woods. She knows, which is just a friend, a contact of hers. So Lehrer will meet you on whatever grounds you want to pick. So where do you think you should meet this guy at?
I don't want to bring him too close to the set, but I don't know. I feel like
A restaurant owned by the Giovanni?
probably not. No, I think if he has gang members out trying to kill people, I think we should be on an upside of town somewhere close to a police station just in case.
Got it. Someplace close to Times Square kind of area, lower parts of Manhattan.
Someplace that's a little bit crowded, just so if anything happens, there are witnesses.
Yeah, there it is. Cafe or restaurant?
Cafe, keep it casual.
Yeah, he would tell you he already has dinner plans there that night if you told him a dinner idea.
So let's just go out for a coffee then.
All right, you're paying for it, right?
Oh, of course, I got cash.
How many dozen resources do you have?
How many what?
How many dozen resources?
I'm gonna say 2. I'm a glass walker.
There it is. We have known bonars in this party.
Have 5
Fa-
resources.
There it
I
is.
have 5.
Fast and Sound, where did you get all this money from?
That is a secret.
He bought Bitcoin back in 2009 and then sold it.
Well, see, I work for a small pharmaceutical startup. You see, we actually specialize in psychiatric treatments. Antipsychotic medications. The declining mental health of the nation is a deep concern of ours. One that we hope to remedy in the future, sometime very soon. We tried not to be, profit motivated like most of the pharmaceutical companies, even though, we're privately owned, so we don't have to worry about, monkeying around from stock investors, that sort of thing.
As you call Larer, he will go behind your back and he'll call Rick Woods. As it turns out, he's not Shadowpad's friend. He's in Larer's pocket. So he automatically goes into this conversation knowing what you're going to say. So you sit down with him in this cafe. He'll tell you this information, but that's it. Masters has a general degree in history, the general history of the man, including his childhood difficulties, but nothing in relation to Guru heritage. Apparently, Larer does not know that. Masters' employment to the gangster Roy Hell, and some information about Roy Hell's gangs. They're known as the Freddies. This is not public knowledge, and not even the police know about Roy Hell, or hell, where the man even came from to begin with. Masters' recent eccentric behavior and his purchase of nearly 10 pounds of pure silver. Uh-oh.
That's not
that ain't good. And any personal or business information about Masters that the storyteller wishes to know about. Pretty much, like, he'll give you like all of like his sales information, his business information. If he were to know it, he'd give you his credit card information as well, because after all, he fucking hates Masters and just wants to see this guy get ruined.
Yep.
So with that, he'll thank you for what he knows. As he gets up and leaves, you'll notice that this oily, short, blonde-haired, scraggly beard, 32-year-old man with a gun in his pocket is waiting for him outside, who ushers him into our car. He gives you the stink eye before he drives away.
All right, now would be a good time to try and lay low now, because I think we got some heat going on.
All right. Should we now try the penthouse late in the day?
Yeah, but I would recommend that that Edin be on alert for this.
There it is.
Yep.
Keep the sword ready, right?
Yep.
All right. So you go up to 79th Street in Manhattan's East End. It is on floor 50, this penthouse. As you travel up, you'll find out that the doorman is going to block you. You have to pay this man at least $500 to let this guy let you through. Even so, when you go up, you're going to find out that the lock on this door is crazy tight. You're going to need a, I believe this is perception and streetwise to lock pick. Why that, I don't know, but you need...
Yeah, you figure that would be larceny, wouldn't you think?
See, I would make it a larceny roll. No, sorry, dexterity and streetwise is what... Oh, sorry, I was reading the wrong thing. Yeah, dexterity and streetwise, difficulty 8, 5 successes needed on the roll.
Jesus.
Can Pass and Sound just bust down the door?
You can, but you will need to deal at least... Was this?
It's okay, guys. I definitely got this.
Yeah. You'll need to
This
deal
is
at least...
my wheelhouse.
Yeah, just use this gift, open seal. Boom, it's done. And there it is. Thank you, Ryan. You just let us right in.
Right? No
As
problem.
you step in, the apartment is luxuriously decorated. Wood furniture, thick carpeting, neoclassical paintings. You know, like the usual like fart-smelling intellectuals, like the way that they decorate their homes. You have 3 guest rooms and several guns on the walls. Huh.
I will check to
take
see
a look.
if they have silver in them.
They do.
Well, let me just nab those magazines.
The magazines as a whole, or just the bullets in them?
Or actually, well, no, having the silver on me would be painful.
See.
How do I want to... Actually, wait a minute. I'm a glasswalker. I'm going to tinker with the gun.
All right, there we go. As you roll sabotage for the gun, roll squid fire when you shoot it.
Yep.
All right.
I'm going to put one of the bullets in backwards.
So while you're here, begin to realize that, it seems that Larer and Masters are going to meet in person at a place called Palfrey's for a power lunch. It's a little late in the afternoon for lunch, isn't it? But I guess it'll work. So while you're here, you find out what Palfrey's is. It's this high-end restaurant. You need a reservation to get in there. Crap, right?
Yep.
Nope.
Well, Mr. Ragabash, can we get our way through?
Absolutely.
As you talk to these guys, you roll manipulation, intimidation, difficulty 7, but even after you manage to sweet talk your way into the restaurant, the police will be called. So, great, we only got like a few minutes to get in and out with Harold, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
that's
It's
all
got to
we
be a
need.
quick one.
As you look around, this restaurant is got this massive. It's got the the eating floor, the cocktail lounge floor. You look around here, waitresses are in stylish, brief black dresses, and they flip between crowded tables while soft music buzzes off on the side. Just the essence of fine dining, right?
Yes.
Basically.
And while you're here, you see Masters at a table, and it's at this point in the story that Hack Talon can no longer control himself and shifts into Cross form.
Oh shit.
And yep, exactly what happens. Everybody in the restaurant rolls for delirium. All of them flee the scene. Harold shifts. Lara wonders what the fuck is going on. You look over your mole Jenny Yin tries to keep her cover as she's next to Masters. She starts running away with them. All of a sudden, for every one player character, 2 gangsters appear, armed with silver bullets that start shooting. Hacktown is destined to die in this fight. There's no way he's going to survive it.
Yeah, let's just get the fuck up out of here. We're cover's blown. We need to get out of here.
And after that shit show, no matter how this plays out, the game wants you to have Masters escape. Now, if you're smart, you can capture Masters at this point and then end the campaign right here. But you can have it's optional as to whether or not you want Lara to survive the shootout and whether or not he gets cut into crossfire or not. Rick Woods will appear in this battle as your boss fight. Are you ready for his stat block?
Let's see it.
Yes.
All right. Strength 2, Dexterity 2, Stamina 2, Charisma 2, Manipulation 2, Appearance 3, Perception 4, Intelligence 2, Wits 3, Streetwise 2, Stealth 4, and Investigation 4. Strangely enough, no points in firearms.
That's kind of funny.
So, not that hard of a fight, in all honesty.
FTL, sick 'em.
Yep.
I'm gonna slice him in half with my blade.
Yeah. The only issue is that he has silver bullets, so beware of that.
Oh, I'll just mow him down instead then.
Right, so there we go. As you immediately get out of there, yep, everybody on the restaurant's high alert after that, since that you're thinking to yourself, shit. Well, this ain't good, right?
Yep. Actually, if that's the case, it might be a good idea to check and see if the restaurant has cameras.
It's at that point you might want to have your glassworker senses go ahead and use plug and play and delete all the footage.
Yep.
It is. It's always useful to have a GW in an urban campaign.
Yes, it is.
After that, Masters will of course escape, and you're thinking to yourselves, well, shit. You have all these different detectives arrive on the scene. It's optional as to whether or not you want to talk to these guys. The detectives are Van Lendingham and Caldwell. We can, of course, have a Ragabash approach them. And you talk to these guys. You mentioned the Freddy's around them. You give them like a shady, like shifty, fake witness testimony. And they'll say, the Freddy's have grown in members in turf and are killing just about anybody who stands in their way. They're this super violent gang. The other gangs in the area have not fought the Freddy's. They're just too freaked out about them. Someone called The Pit is connected with the gang. 2 bodies were recently discovered in Soho Village. The apartment has been ransacked, and a pile of paperwork and computer disks have been found burned. One of their bodies was tortured to death, and the other was riddled with silver bullets. A trail of blood indicated that someone else had been hurt and escaped the building. The coroner has confided to Van Landingham that the bodies had physiological differences from human beings, and that pet hair was found in her body, even though searching their houses, no pets were found. They don't know what to make about that. Prominent executive Harold Masters had recently disappeared, and then reappeared. They're now on the look for this kind of man after what happened at Palfrey's. Masters has also recently purchased a large quantity of pure silver that the authorities know about, and that's the extent of their knowledge. If you sweet talk these guys, they're willing to help you for the rest of the campaign. So, would you want actual authorities to help you with that? Oh yeah, get the Ragabash. Ragabash, would you want these guys to help you?
I mean, I don't see why not.
There it is. Get a point in allies, right?
Yeah.
And scene 3 is Stormwatch. So, trying to figure out what's going on. Masters flees to South Brooklyn, all the way over to this other apartment, and so while he's over there, you gotta track down where he is. I'm pretty sure you can just go into the Umbra and say, "Hey, Spirit, do you know where this man went off to?" It should be easy enough to track him, right?
Should be.
But while he's over there, if Lara survives, he'll return to his office and call Rick Woods, then set things in motion to dislodge Masters at Amherst after that massacre happens. Lara did not go into delirium. He saw all of that. He's going to report and get Masters arrested and thrown in prison for the rest of his life. That's what he's going to try to do. Woods, if he survives, will rush home to develop his film after he takes pictures of you if he survives, then hit the streets again to sell his pictures and dig up more dirt. He's going to try to blackmail you if you let us go. Where Pentex will buy them, but because it's a Pentex tabloid magazine, nobody will take it seriously. And that's it. That's what's going to happen if those guys survive. So
I think we better kill them then.
yeah, you gotta go
Safe
ahead and
bet.
handle it. Well, after all, there could play into your benefit, but he does know about the masquerade. You might need to intimidate this guy into forcibly making him kinfolk. In that case,
Basically, yeah.
you tell anybody about what you saw, we will end you. So help me God. And
So help me, Gaia.
let's see, what goes on here. Scene 4. Soon after nightfall, you head into South Brooklyn to have this big kind of gunfight showdown with the Freddies. Guess what happens here? Big gang gunfight, right?
Yep. Nice little climax of the campaign.
It's up to you where
pull up
like,
on their
once again,
block with the 40 bang.
Yeah, for every 2 player characters you need every 1 player character, it's 2 Freddies that you fight. And there's this massive gunfight where they start blowing up cars in the middle of the fight to try to burn werewolves. They know about the masquerade. They're not suffering delirium. They're trying to set you on fire and shoot you with silver while this is going on. So
It's a deadly
yes,
fight. But then again, they kind of suck at firearms, don't they?
Yeah, evasive maneuvers. They have only a dexterity score to go off of. And finally, we get to confront this guy, Roy Hell, and what surviving bodyguards he has. If you had anyone survive the previous 2 gunfights, they show up for this fight. And Masters is with them, where this fight happens on the Brooklyn Bridge after you chase these guys and start pushing them towards Manhattan. Where, look at these guys. Yes, once again, they have no firearms score for some reason. They have 3 points in brawl, 3 points in melee, but no points in firearms. I don't know why. Just this doesn't make sense to me, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, I would probably, if I was to ever run this game, I'd probably boost it by a couple of pips. Well, that's probably about it, though.
Yeah, keep combat deadly just the way we like it.
Yeah.
And we can finally get to encounter and fight Roy Hell. Now this guy's a decent challenge. Strength 2, Dexterity 4, Stamina 4, Charisma 2, Manipulation 2, Appearance 2, Perception 2, Intelligence 2, Wits 3, Alertness 4, Athletics 2, Brawl 3, Dodge 2, Streetwise 3, Melee 4, Firearms 2, Stealth 5. He has no rage, so this man is just straight human.
So wait, we have no theurge in this pack, which means if we get hit, we're fucked.
You don't need a theurge, just don't get shot.
That's easier said than done, homie.
See, after you fight and kill Roy Hell, you just find out that, oh, this is just a really strong man that was just really doing his job. As Masters is surrounded, he then starts shifting into Cross form at long last. He's wearing a shirt that says Pit on it. Oh, as it turns out, this guy is the Pit. And he's been playing to sell out werewolves this entire time for a street gang. This guy was evil the entire time. Well,
Down's going to tackle him onto the ground.
as you get in a fight with this guy, now I will give you his stat block. You ready for this? Because this is your final boss for this module. Alright.
Yes.
He is a Hamed Galliard, Glasswalker, Strength 2, Dexterity 3, Stamina 3, Charisma 5, Manipulation 5, Appearance 4, Perception 1, Intelligence 2, Wits 3, Athletics 2, Brawl 3, Empathy 3, Streetwise 2, Subterfuge 3, Intimidation 3, Melee 1, Firearms 1, Computers 2, Investigation 2, Law 4, Politics 3, 9 points of rage, dude.
What the fuck?
And 9 willpower.
Like I was thinking about like, man, this doesn't seem that bad. And then you get to rage and willpower. It's like Plankton. What? It's just an ordinary. Oh my goodness!
You fight this guy, and it turns out that, yes, he's Bane possessed. He's using Bane and Fomori stuff during the fight with him.
Well,
So it turns out, oh, this guy was a lunatic. He was just evil the entire time.
no, easy.
And, of course, Shadowpad will not be able to help herself. She will fly into frenzy this entire combat encounter and will not stop until either she dies or Pit dies. But whatever happens, Masters, no matter what you do, will die during this fight. Even if Shadowpad dies, Masters will try to crawl to the edge of the Brooklyn Bridge, and will throw himself off into the water and die if Shadowpat is dead.
So just
And
kill Shadowpath and we're good.
yeah, and there we go. Just have both of them die. You can, of course. I would rule as a storyteller that you could capture this guy, but and then have him face the justice that's due to him in the Sept of the Green. And then after that happens, the Freddies scatter, the green dissolves, and job well done, right?
We can go get a drink now, yeah.
Yeah, I guess is as look around, and once again, if Rick Woods is still alive, nobody's buying his pictures, nobody believes him. If Lehrer survives, well, he got exactly what he wanted, right? Masters is dead.
Yeah.
Good for him. That promotion is now his. And there we go. And then Masters dies. Helms, the guy that contacted you, will be pissed off, but he'll understand the situation that, this guy was being possessed. He had it coming. But should he survive, he's then dragged into the Sept of the Green's Umbra, where he is tortured and exercised, and then will be appropriately punished, depending on how the storyteller wants it. And that's how your chronicle wraps up there. And then we move on to this third story. So,
Yes. Story number 3.
It also says, if you want to continue the story, that Shamir discovered Lehrer and embrace him.
Fuck that.
Well, looks like we're
Bro
not done
should have
New York
learned
just
his
yet.
fucking lesson after almost getting gunned down at lunch.
As it turns out that Shamir said, "Oh, you're good at backstabbing people? Here, join our side." Also, because this is a Sabbat-controlled city, that's Tremere anti-Tribu that embraces him.
I don't think it's any better.
No, it's worse, actually. It's worse.
It's a lot
Much
worse.
All right. And now we get to the stupid portion of tonight. The Samuel Hate portion. Okay. I sent these pictures to Kyle. I sent this to Kyle. I didn't want to go through this shit.
Yep. The story itself is actually kind of interesting. I rather like it until it gets to the end, because Samuel hates in the end.
Yes.
So, this is called Skins. It's, pretty simple name for the plot.
The man wants your skins.
Yeah, so for this story, the whole overview is that somebody is killing Lupus for sport. They're planning to use the skins of the Garrow for nefarious means, and whoever it is involved in attempts to destroy Valkenburg. They've set traps, they leave behind small clues. This module itself is meant to be run in one session, if, depending on the amount of roleplay.
Can't run this shit in one session. This is too long.
Yeah, but, we RP a lot,
Yeah.
so.
It's a 2-shot.
But, just keep the pack on the edge at all times whenever you're doing this. And, this could also have possible compromises of Valkenburg's sanctity. And the killer's always one step ahead of the pack. It's a very, it's a very wilderness gumshoe kind of story. There are 3 scenes in total with this. So, scene 1, you're instructed to ask that all of the lunatic Lupus that have been released in the woods near Valkenburg are doing okay. Rumors suggest that hunters in the area have taken to killing Lupus that have started killing their sheep just at a hunting instinct. So you go and you meet and befriend the Lupus. They're all kind of nervous. They're all a little, they're all kind of on edge. Scene 2, you go back to visit them again, and 3 of the Lupus have been killed.
Uh-oh.
Some of them skinned and beheaded as well. And as you're searching the area for clues, you find some little things. You find like shell casings. You can find, pieces of clothes. You can find cigarettes put out. And those lead you back to a campground where you have a group of really intoxicated hunters, except one that seems to be leading them, and he is stone cold sober. The sober one has silvered bullets in his magazine, and you have to fight him as he tries to escape. If you do leave any of the intoxicated hunters alive, you can interrogate them and find out that all of those men, or if you do a good enough investigation roll, you can find that all of them, work for they live in the city of New Haven, and they have passes for the Nolan Harker Mining and Transit Company. So then, scene 3, you start doing some research. check out the connections between the mining and transit company and the hunters. And you receive, and while you're searching through it, you find an employee record, or you find in the employee records a letter from Victor Helms thanking a one Samuel Haight for his generous donation to their organization. And as you find where Samuel Haight is hiding and break into his, I think it's just a house, really. It's protected by a number of wards and traps that you have to. It really acts like a dungeon almost.
Mm-hmm. Though we have no dungeon map, but your storyteller can make one.
Yes. So you break into his house, get past the wards, get past the traps, and he's in the middle of finishing up the rite of sacred rebirth that would make him into a true Garrow. And we'll get into why Samuel Haight is being fucking Samuel Haight. The whole explanation for this plot is that he wants to destroy the Sept of the Pure Heart in Wyoming and the Valkenburg Foundation because Valkenburg can't help me. They can't help me become a wolf. I'm insane, Valkenburg. Help me become a wolf.
Stop fucking crying, bitch! Where? I don't want to
really
fucking hear it!
And Samuel is dumb enough to hear the worms whispering into his ear, like, hey, we got a cool thing that'll make you become a Garrow, like a fucking idiot, and decides to go through with this bullshit anyway, just because he's fucking insane, and really wants to be a furry all that bad, when he could have just went on Furfinity and made himself a fucking fursona. Oh my god.
This is during the conference days, too.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Well,
there is actually a scene 4, but like the overview doesn't go over it. If you want me to go in more depth on this, I absolutely can.
See, go over that stat block.
Yeah, for Sam Haight.
This is him at his weakest canonically.
Yes. So, Samuel Haight, he is Strength 4, Dex 2, Stamina 4, so he's pretty spongy. Charisma 4, Manipulation 3, Appearance 2. Perception 3, Intelligence 3, Wits 4. Pretty good attributes all around.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Theurge as well, at least claims himself to be. Alertness 3, Athletics 3, Brawl 2, Dodge 2. Again, not great in, the skills category. Intimidation 3.
Fetish.
Yep. Intimidation 3, Primal Urge 1, Streetwise 1, Subterfuge 2. Firearms 4, and Leadership 4, though. Well, I mean, leadership in second edition doesn't do all that much.
Yeah, it's not that important of a score unless you're like working with like people that aren't listening to what you have to say. Like NPCs are like very rebellious.
Yep. Although, as you can see, he also has Thaumaturgy 3. How the fuck did he get that? Which
From
actually
drinking Tremere blood.
Yep. Samuel Haight knows several thaumaturgic spells and rituals, most of which can be found in Vampire the Masquerade rules book. Movement of Mind 2, Lure of Flames 1, Weather Control 1. And then, to justify his rituals 5, the Ritual of Sacred Rebirth. This allows the caster to become Garrow, but only after successfully gathering the skins of 5 Garrow. Each of these skins must be prepared using an ointment made of very rare herbs and minerals, and each must be taken under the same moon stage. Samuel Haight's case, each had to be killed under the crescent moon. This ritual can take an incredible amount of time to prepare, and the pelts of the Garrow must be constantly preserved under the same moon sign they were killed under. The pelts may be years apart so long as they are always preserved in a proper way. The final ceremony must again come under the same moon stage, and must be completed in under 1 hour. The caster rolls Intelligence and Occult against a difficulty 9. Only 1 success is required. At the end of the ceremony, the 5 skins of the victims will merge into the caster, forever becoming a part of the caster's body. There is no known reversal for this ritual. When completed, the caster will be Garrow. He will be tainted by the worm, unless the Garrow willingly gave their skins for him.
Have you seen the show The Order? They have a similar scene where someone becomes a werewolf. That scene is how I imagined this playing out exactly.
Yeah, pretty freaky. I haven't seen that, but that does sound freaky.
And then he gets like this big fucking spiel. His entire life story is on pages 56 and 57.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm not taking fucking notes on all that.
It's like, I don't care about this man.
He's
I don't
one
care this
village.
much about this.
And then, Edin did mention his fetish as well, and I also missed one other thing. Rage 8, Gnosis 4, Willpower 6.
He's already got some Bane in him.
Yes.
Yes.
Fetishes. Shedding the spirit skin, level 5, Gnosis 7. This necklace is actually a mummified snake painted with bizarre runes. Samuel took it from a black spiral dancer he killed a time back.
No, it's just that he's not going to use it anymore. Let me just peel it off his body and take
Yep.
it for myself.
It allows the wearer to reform in the Umbra as if he were a spirit. The area he reforms in is random and normally linked to an area under the dominion of the worm.
So he keeps fucking respawning every time you kill him.
Basically. So, I'm going to bring it down just so you can see his dumbass fucking face here. This is the absolute fucking retard that you're seeing here, and I can't preview the file. Thank you very much, Google. This dumb motherfucker right here. It's all his fault. Fuck this guy. He sucks and I hate him.
And canonically, the whole Valkenburg Foundation ends here. Like, he gets his way, he kills the entire Valkenburg Foundation, and then he goes off into New Orleans by night, Chicago by night. I think he appears in for a minute, and then Chaos Factor, and then his story ends after that.
Not necessarily. This guy right here, you can actually kill him. If you attack him, he tries to escape into the Umbra, and if you follow him in, he immediately gets Bane possessed, and he becomes your final boss fight, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And, if he escapes, then, Banes will turn their attention to the Garrow. 5 Scrags will hover around the house, all trying to attack the Garrow. And 3 Callus...
a Scrag. It's a Scrag. Who gives a shit?
And then 3 Callus will attempt to pervert the Garrow with evil thoughts. So that's about it.
And those guys are all talk. If you have good manipulation and willpower, you should be fine.
Yeah, basically. So, skipping over Samuel Haight, how that would go is that basically, you go over, you meet one of the other, Lupus from earlier that you were talking to. And then, what does Victor Helms know about the Nolan Harker Mining and Transport Company? The Carney brothers related to Samuel Haight, which are 2 of the hunters that are out there. It's kind of a nothing ending, in all honesty. Gretchen tries to defend Victor Helms and herself should she be accused, pointing out that all the good Victor has done for the Valkenburg Foundation. It's just kind of a nothing ending, this story.
It's like this guy just comes in, does his damage, and then leaves.
Yeah, he does. And, he doesn't even destroy the Valkenburg Foundation. He puts it on shaky ground at the very least. But, it doesn't definitively say it's like, hey, I succeeded and destroyed this foundation. I've killed all of the lunatics, and I've collected their skins.
And that's it,
Samuel Haight couldn't fucking do that if he tried. Not on his own, not this early in the story.
As once he's gone, you can then go off to Story 4, where this might be my favorite.
Yes, tell us about Story 4.
So, Story 4, Weird Science. Your client is a Black Fury who has been possessed by a Bane. In addition, her soul has been removed in the Umbra, and Totem Spirit searching for her allies is in the mundane world. So, yeah, what happens is that you got a pretty much Sleeping Beauty kind of story going on here with your Black Fury, though every werewolf man's dream.
I should read her backstory. It's pretty horrifying for a Black Fury.
Go ahead and go ahead.
So basically, she went to North America when she had her first change to fight the worm.
Yes.
She got possessed while fighting some Femoris that were legally trapping the animals, and her and the Femori basically killed her entire pack. And she gave in to the Bane from that point onward. And basically those Femori, those were the Bear Brothers, and decided to do a traveling show. And they used the possessed Janet, which is the Black Fury, as a stripper to lure people in and mug them.
And that's what happened. She lived the life of a hoe, but she was doing it with a heart of gold.
No, the Bane
Well.
Yeah. Nope. What the? Is Ryan saying something right now?
No.
Okay. So it is. Kyle, did your microphone freak out for a minute?
It might have.
No, not now. You're fine. You're fine. Okay, never mind. Back to the story. All right. So what happens that it's supposed to say, "Hey, we're going to a vacation episode. We're going to go off a vacation episode," and you say, no, we got this Black Fury we need to heal," and you think to yourself, "Shit, all right." Okay, so Taka's son Kanak comes over to you and says, "Hey, we got this Sleeping Beauty kind of Black Fury we need you to help out with." And all right, I guess we're just going to hopefully these plane tickets we bought have insurance on them. So all right, we got to find out what's going on. It's at the Cauldron Rock Sept near Redland City. It's off in the mountains. Well, it's Wyoming. What do you think the state looks like? So all right, well, we're going to head out. And it says if you got badly injured during the same hate fight, postpone this until you heal off your aggravated damage, which is going to be like, what, a month of regenerating?
Yeah, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah. And during this time, like a bunch of Banes keep on to float around the Valkenburg Foundation. You can just go outside and you can smash the Bane because it's trying to possess all the lunatics. And then, not going to happen. And
Until it
so
does.
So you go all the way over to Cauldron Rock, where Cauldron Rock is located in a pocket of a virgin forest in the center of a small section of hills. Although some areas of the hills are small, they're very steep and rugged, making lodging unprofitable. And you'll arrive in a clearing about 300 yards with a large boulder in the city center, surrounded by huge trees. There's a natural stone cauldron formed in a pit next to the central boulder. And you walk over here, and you roll Perception Alertness, difficulty 6. Or if you have heightened senses, this automatically succeeds. You'll find out that the ground here is permeated with human blood. I sure hope that there's not red talons around here that are dying cubs. That would be terrible if that happened. Oh shit!
Yeah.
When you open your eyes and you find out you're surrounded by red talons who are not happy that a bunch of hominids are in this area. And as you look around, they don't fight you. They just grab pine cones and throw them at you and call you a little bitch and just try to piss you off into fighting them. But look around and you state your business. They'll stop mocking you. Tall Wolf will come out, who is fucking huge. He is 14 feet tall in cross form.
What the Jesus?
Yeah. And as a Hamid, he is 9 foot tall. This man's an actual giant.
Finally, someone faster than sound can look into the eyes of.
Yeah. The irony behind it is that he's old as fuck. So, and also a red talon shifted into lupus form, into Hamid form. You got to be kidding me. That would
he
never
does it
happen.
just to fuck with people.
Yeah, every red talon dislikes that. As he's a Philodox, you're able to reason with this guy, and he says he hates these worm-driven apes that keep wanting to come around here and start shit. Please apologize for his pack members. They hate Hamids for a reason, as every red talon does. He's going to say you're here on your quest. Good, but show me why you should help. Why we should help you. You then want to list off your renown, and after you list off your renown, then he'll be willing to help you. Say if you know Taka and Kanak, then he'll be more inclined to help you. And after you have a little conversation with him, he'll say, "You're welcome to our land, but we are occupied fighting the apes who are trying to destroy the land. We can't waste our time with a lost child, so we'll point you in the right direction. But then after that, this is all your business." Well, pretty understandable, right?
At least he's reasonable compared to most red talons.
He'll then direct you over to Grey Nose, who is a little less friendly, but at least he's willing to help with you, and his friend Shred. That's just a good name for a red talon.
Fucking Shred, dude.
Shredded.
Either that or he's a Glossworker guitarist.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's Lance's best friend.
He's going to say, "Calm, in relation to this Black Fury, we have this rift in the wild that boils in the Umbra. And we've got these weird, twisted, worm-ridden blights coming out. Come step sideways with me and check it out and say, yeah, you find out that these wild spirits are becoming worm-corrupted and that you got this crazy shit going on. You know what? We got some Banes to crush, right?"
Yeah, sounds like fun.
Yeah, so get on it. So you go around the Umbra during this time. You're looking for clues. You go around the local area, and it's supposed to be like a wild zone, but there's like Banes in the area. There's also hunters that are going around this area too, which the Red Talons are trying to kill. This is a veil breach just waiting to happen. I had to do a double take on page 63 because I thought that was the werewolf's penis for a minute, but now it's just a puff of fur. As any human that you encounter in this area will shoot you on sight if you're in any sort of wolf-related form. Because I don't know, the wolves are very violent around this area. They have every right to try to shoot you. And you'll keep walking until you come to this swampy bend in the Columbia River, where there's like a bunch of wild spirits around this area, where everything is affected by the wild, where everything around here is just fucking weird. And you find out why the wild is here. It turns out that a group, NNL, has been dumping radioactive and hazardous chemicals into the water here. Is you got like mutant cattails that are trying to stab you if you walk past them. And then mud tries to eat you, and the beautiful flowers release gas that will hallucinate you. Great.
It
And
doesn't
also the
sound like something toxins would do, in all honesty.
And also the catfish are giant and they eat people.
They also want to talk to people, though.
But we'll jump to reason with the man eating catfish.
Yes.
As you look around this place, you try to figure out, well, what the fuck is going on here? Why is this place so strange? And as you're talking with the spirits here, they say, hey, you want to head up to on Highway 118? You're almost walking this way, Highway 118. And you can look around, and there's just like all these like dead bodies in the umbra around this place until you get all the way up to Redland City, which is a population of 500,000, nestled in a small section of hills next to the Columbia River. Well, it's a very sleepy city. I've never met a city in my life that's sleepy. It got started in 1855 after gold was discovered there. It's a mining town, and it had this massive population boom after World War II ended. And this place was also used for constructing stuff in relation to the Manhattan Project, and a bunch of uranium refining also happens here. Oh, that explains the pollution, right?
Yeah, that'd about do it.
Yeah. So you gotta look around here, and it turns out, oh, okay, so this is why the wild is acting crazy. You enter this place, and it turns out you're attacked by triads. Congratulations, we get to introduce the Chi Quan gang. And they're also backed up with other members, the Bloody Fists, who are borderline PMCs. They have like pretty average stats where the Chi Kwang will try to attack you in melee range, and then the Bloody Fist will try to shoot you. I feel like we should swap these names around. And as for how many members are you fighting, the Chi Kwang are 50 members strong, and the Bloody Fist are 60 members. Though, to my knowledge, none of them have silver. But that is a shitload of superficial and lethal damage you will be taking.
Yeah, get fucking blasted by a shotgun. You're gonna be feeling that regardless of who you are.
So after this massive battle to start, you then head over, and you can look around, but the place you're going to go is Redland City Police, is where you're going to find this answer. So you have your storyteller tip your hand over to this area, where you look around here. What you want to do is you want to infiltrate City, their records room, where after making a few rolls, you manage to sneak in, and you find an interesting file. You will go over, you start looking around these files, and in will come one John Painted Elk, who is, well, your inside guy. He will step in, and he'll say, hey, you're trying to raid this place. Here, I'll help you, but you want to keep this on a download. Here's the files that you're looking for. He'll pass these over to you and say, the Bear Brothers Traveling Show was linked by date to a disappearance in British Columbia, Washington, Idaho, and Oregon. Most of the missing persons were young women from poor, troubled families. Investigation showed evidence of prostitution, drug smuggling, and possibly white slavery. Based on the preliminary investigations, a raid was authorized. About 30 police participated in the raid at date, month, and time, which resulted in a firefight, which caused a fire in one of the show's RVs. 3 show people died, 2 gunshot wounds were wounded by gunshots, and 1 from smoke inhalation. 5 officers were wounded, and 17 people were arrested. But approximately 12 people escaped the confusion and the fire, and 10 of the arrests were customers at the show, and they were charged and released. Most of the customers were arrested live in North Flats of Redland City. So, as it turns out, you've got like some sort of like weird, like shifty, like release conflicts plotline going on here. He then says 7 employees of the show were arrested, but none of them were ringleaders. One of the employees was a lunatic, that Black Fury you were talking about, and she was violently insane and was taken to a psychiatric ward of the Father of Mercy Hospital. About 3 days later, federal marshals at the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms came, took all the arrested employees to the show in custody, and impounded the evidence and police records in the raid, including dispatcher's tapes and radio broadcast during the raid. The records were released to the police commissioner, Commissioner's Verbal Authority, and only one written record of the raid still exists, and is the receipt of the records signed by me. Where it turns out that your Sleeping Beauty was involved in like some sort of like circus show that went wrong, and she was like a member of the show or something. As going to Edin, I'm following the story, right? Am I right?
I think so.
Yeah. As along with this, he shows you like all these like bits of evidence. So the evidence holder, like drugs have been possessed, prostitution receipts, evidence of gun running. He says that your Black Fury has been involved in a lot of shit, but as you said before, Edin, this was kind of like in relation to like a vigilante sting operation that she was up to.
Yep.
Yeah. And after you talk with him, you can also check out the impound yard if you want to, where your storyteller can tip you to that. Where after passing through the fence, you can't just rip through the fence with 4 points in strength. It's not electrocuted. And there's an RV over there where it's filled with bullet holes. You can investigate it, and it turns out that it was used for prostitution. Where I think I'm kind of hazy on like the details. Like were they like going into the like in the scrapyard and using this for sex, or was it used for sex and then impounded?
The latter, and I'm pretty sure the the Black Fury was the one providing the sex.
Yeah, like this was like her home, so to speak. And you can investigate it. You can sense worm, and you'll find that after you sense worm, that hidden under the floorboards of the RV is a box protected from search and flames by a worm fetish. The fetish is snake skin that wraps around the entire box. It hides the content from underneath eyes and will protect from normal fires. The box contains a bunch of porn photos. Shut up, that Black Fury. $1,000 in Canadian dollars, and so it's useless. And then one photograph where if you pass a perception and rituals roll, you'll be able to tell that human is a Gyaru. As for whether that is the prostitute, I don't know. The book doesn't say it. And what?
You forgot the trailer Bane waiting to possess the party?
Oh, yes, there's also a Bane in this RV that's waiting to jump you and attack you.
I'm gonna fuck it up.
Yeah, so this has been a crazy story so far with a bunch of twists and turns in it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
And then you can also talk with John Elk, and he'll say, hey, there might be an inside guy I can help you get in contact with it in an L. It turns out this guy is Guy Videretto, and he lives in the Northern Flats neighborhood. It's in Bloody Fist gang territory, so be careful when you enter there. His apartment is a city run-down 2-room affair where he lives by himself. He's a janitor. The only remarkable item in his house is the shabby furniture and a huge 48-inch television set, an expensive VCR with hundreds of movie tapes. As he's going to speak to you, he says, his favorite movies are spaghetti westerns. He loves cowboy movies. He loves John Wayne. This is what he can tell you. So in relation to him working with NNL, that nuclear uranium processing company, he's worked there for 15 years, and he's hurt his back working at a lumber yard, which was his earlier job, so he went off and became a janitor with them. He plans to retire in 5 years, so I'm guessing this guy is 60 years old. I'm reckoning. He's got very low security clearance, but this is what he can tell you. Part of the weapons complex has recently been cleared out. Oh, what's this whole man of urine plants hiding weapons? How's he know about that? Food goes into newly secured areas. Medical doctors go into the building at least once a week. One scientist has been violently killed by something, and then the company tried to cover it up, but he saw it. And they are hooking up a lot of experiments in there. So he just spills it all out for you. There's a lot of like weird, crazy, shitty stuff going on here, but he actually doesn't really know the specifics of what's going on here. And if in case you're looking for any werewolves you can get in contact with, there are 3 Bonars living here. And they have a Nosferatu friend, Ethan. Cool, right?
Hmm?
Sounds like treason to Gaia.
There it is. That they know that the Nosferatu are whores. They'll sell themselves out and they'll sell information for their safety. The Nosferatu are waiting to backstab you. Don't ever trust these guys. And as for who these Galliards are, these Bonars are, there's Dan, Racer John, and I kid you not, Kyle, there's a guy in here named Chico.
Hey, it's our boy. Hell
Hey.
yeah.
And there he is. This is where he was before Ridgecross, New York.
He was out here
There he
chilling.
is.
And they'll tell you with the Nosferatu backing up the story that, yes, people are dying inside that nuclear waste facility, and the logging company that guy used to work for is working with the FBI, and there's something shifty going on with them where they're harboring like agents. Yeah, so like a lot of plot threads going off in multiple directions with this, right? So finally get to investigate this place. As for what NNL stands for, it is Northwest National Laboratory is what it stands for. When you go in there, of course, the entire place is surrounded by Banes, it's surrounded by guards. It's been mining nuclear stuff since Manhattan Project in World War II. And
It's also a nuclear weapons manufacturing site.
as it turns out,
Oh,
they're
boy.
building dirty bombs. Great.
Eh.
So what do you think is going to happen here?
Lots of Weaver and Worm stuff.
A big fucking fight is what happens.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Where you go inside here and you find out that after you start like raiding this place that there's this non-weapons research buildings, but then there's the 88 accelerator where it's an old accelerator still useful in the building, built in 1959. This was one of the first accelerators of its type to ever be constructed. I'm assuming it's like a nuclear particle accelerator. Is that what this is? But there are no spirits in this area, but I would not recommend approaching it because you might get radiation poisoning in doing so. There's also a weapons research complex where it turns out, oh, this is where you're building the nukes.
Yeah,
Great,
Hellfire ain't shit.
So as it turns out, to summarize the short story, your Black Fury was trying to bust this operation, and of course lost. And then you're coming in, you're sweeping this job to stop these guys from finishing and selling nukes to Pentex that they'll then use to blow up the world because Pentex wants to destroy everything. Just to very quickly summarize this. But you also have corrupted Weaver spirits in here, like Guardian Net Spiders, with a power rating with 40 levels of health.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I hope
40
you brought in.
level-
I hope
Oh,
you
wait,
brought in
no,
a bunch of.
Those are
the
just
power,
regular Weaver spirits.
the power rating of 40, but you have like Guardian Net Spiders over here. It's like the power rating, like there's like depending on like how you like rate power, it's like more of like 4 to 40 levels of health with the power system they got going on here. So it's either you can squash these guys one punch, or this is going to take a while. But these guys can't kill you, Kyle. They can just stun you and keep you tased and pinned to the ground, and that's all they can really do to you.
Yeah, but what can kill me that's there?
Yeah. The nuclear radiation is going to kill you.
Exactly.
Yeah, you think you can just approach a nuke and pick it up with your bare hands?
Oh, yeah, you
no,
can.
I'm not stupid.
You can, but
Actually,
it's
you
going to kill
can.
you after a while.
Nope. It's plutonium. It's an alpha source. Your own skin
It's-
will prevent you from being poisoned.
Well, you assume that the chemical worm is not going to jump out the nuke and attack you. Because,
It's a
behold,
separate thing.
yeah, your boss fight for this area is the chemical worms, plural, where they have the kiss of glowing corruption, where they will kiss you and you need to roll, they need to make a successful gnosis roll against your stamina +3. If they manage to kiss you with this, it will destroy a point of stamina that you have.
Ooh,
that
that's
is-
rough.
And it's one level of aggravated damage that you take after they kiss you.
Oh
So-
my good lord.
So after that, yeah, you go in and pretty much just bust the place. I think you know where the plot goes from here. Where you come in here, you do this massive raid until you end up getting to the Blight building, where you then have to step sideways to get into this place. Where you go inside here, and this is where the real magic is waiting for you. Where you have corrupted Weaver ants, electrical elementals, and the Gate Tower Banes. Where they have is this like tower-sized monster that's strength 3, dexterity 3, stamina 2, brawl 4, and their claws deal strength +2 damage. So we actually get like a picture of these guys in page 73, where it's like this giant smoke monster coming out of the tower. jumping down off the tower to attack you.
Oh, that's kind of fucking freaky.
The artwork in this book does very well to service the story.
Yeah, it does.
And then, of course, you can go through this, and while your raid is going on, you can like break in by computer. If you have a glass walker, it gives you like multiple ways you can step inside. And as we get in here, we finally get to encounter the lunatic. It is the first level building of Building 5. It leads you into here. And it turns out that, yes, you finally get to find your Sleeping Beauty. She's been captured. That vision has paid off. And it turns out that she has been there for a month. 2 weeks ago, she managed to kill a doctor. Oh, so that's what that fatality was that Janta mentioned. And you gotta get her out of here before she gets worm corrupted and filled with some sort of nuclear power spirit, right?
Or she's already
I don't think-
fucked, so.
She's already possessed. I don't think that spirit would willingly give her up.
Her name is Janet Shriek. Her stat block: Strength 3, Dexterity 3, Stamina 4, Charisma 2, Manipulation 2, Appearance 2, Perception 3, Intelligence 2, Wits 2, Alertness 2, Athletics 2, Brawl 3, Dodge 1, Primal Urge 3, Ammo Can 2, Melee 2, Stealth 3, Survival 2. She has no backgrounds, 8 points of Rage, 4 Gnosis, 3 Willpower, Gifts, Smell of Man, Scent the True Form, and Heightened Senses. She's only rank 1, though.
How do you spell her last name?
Shriek, Shirek.
Shirek.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
yeah, like that.
It's like that sounds oddly
Freak.
familiar,
Yes.
but it was Shrek.
There it is. That's how you say it, Shirek? Is that silly ass name? As you find out, she's also Greek in heritage. She has olive skin with black hair. I would like to contest that backgrounds, the no points in backgrounds. I think we have pure breed here.
How so?
But, well, that's because the Black Furies originate in Greece, don't they?
Well, yeah, that's true.
So when you have a purebred Black Fury, they're Greek.
Damn. Okay.
Give
You
them
know
the
what? Yeah,
Greek,
you're right.
And she is possessed by a Bane. She's been possessed ever since she left Canada. Ever since that circus job went crazy. And, well, I sure hope we have a theater to the party, right?
Nope.
Nope.
Well,
So now we gotta break off here with a demon-possessed Black Fury who's constantly fighting her corruption as she's trying to escape with you.
Oh no, she gave up fighting long ago.
Well, never mind. She's a boss fight.
Nope,
So-
it's way more complicated than that.
Right. So with this party set up, I'm afraid we're going to have to kill her. So, yay! This entire rescue mission was for nothing. But at least she won't have to suffer anymore. And
I think you're missing scene 5.
scene 5. All right. So scene 5. I'm looking at this. So record. So as you go around in here, do you want to take this part over?
Not really.
All right. So you're going to scene 5 while you're still in the Umbra. You begin to encounter like even weirder shit going on here. As you look at her, she's in this holding cell. She's got these thick silver cords wrapped around her body, suspending her. As you try to cut these cords, all these other creatures in the Umbra will begin to notice you, and it's all these creatures that are wildlings. You begin to smell the ocean all of a sudden as all these different spirits of the wild begin to storm the facility with you. Oh, now you want to come in and help us. As come in here, you get like these weird creatures. Kyle, it's page 76, 77 in the PDF. As,
let's see.
yeah, take a look at what that creature is.
What
It's
the
a creature
fucking
that helps you.
the shark looking one?
Yeah, it's a land shark. Yeah.
Fuck is that? Does
That's
it actually
America.
like give me stats
America.
for it or no?
Yeah, later
not-
on, part 6.
Yeah, it's later on, but yeah, all these land spirits come to help you. It turns out the wild actually does something, and not only that, but he's got like these like carnivorous plants that walk on 2 legs, and these other like man-eating birds that come in to try to help you too. It's creepy.
It is.
And then that will cause every other wild spirit or like worm spirit to all of a sudden surge, and you have this like massive like worm versus wild spirit battle begin to happen as you try to bust this woman out.
Those threads are
And-
actually connecting her disembodied soul that fish spirit actually took out of her.
You gotta get the soul back into her, right?
Yep.
As while you're here, you then encounter there is a totem spirit amongst them, Mirheta, who appears with an elk head, fins and tails, and the fins and tails of a salmon. And she'll come over here. She's openly friendly towards any Wendigo and hates the glassworkers. So Ryan, you're the only one that can talk to her.
Hey.
Yep. See, and she'll ask you why you're here. When asked about the silver cord, she will explain that he is trying to use the soul tied to it to re-manifest on the mundane plane. He's trying to reincarnate this woman, and Mirata has been largely forgotten, but he's trying to use Janet's soul to forge a path so he can reestablish himself as a totem. If you want, you can ditch Elk and you can take this guy as a totem. You want to know what his stats are?
Yeah, what does he do?
Background cost 5. He is used to aid many Wendigo packs in the Northeast. He will give you gift Wisdom of the Ancient Ways and 1 level in both Enigmas and Rituals. All difficulty for remaining sacred traditions are reduced by 1. The ban, Merheta does not allow his followers to treat sacred customs with disrespect. Followers must know at least 1 right.
Hmm. I feel like Elk is better suited to our current party, if I'm being honest.
Exactly.
No, Johnny, you missed a part. It says that most totems actually respect Merherta and will actually allow him to
So we could
actually
double
bond
up?
with the pack.
You can
Yeah.
double up.
As an ally.
Well,
That's
you
kinda
want double
cool.
dip totems?
I don't see why not.
Also, this is an Incarna spirit for some reason. So, yeah, he can come in and he can help you. And scene 6 restoration. So, after you make a deal with Merheta, he will return to the pack and he will go and he'll release Janet's soul. Upon reaching her body, he will pull a glowing ball. The silver cord is tied to the ball. He'll then place the ball on Janet's head, and in doing so, it will purge her of the worm spirit. Yeah, it's just that easy, right?
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
Actually, the Bane is in there too.
Yeah.
But it does
As
eject the Bane, but the
Yeah.
Bane is now going to try to possess the pack.
you now have to fight the final boss of this mission, the Hidden Psychomania. Rage 10, Willpower 7, Gnosis 8, Power 20, with I think was that
Plus 10 per death inflicted.
yes. As he will heal for everybody that he kills.
Okay, so
And
nobody
he's-
fucking die.
And it can materialize in the physical plane.
And he will actively try to possess one of the pack members.
So yes, there's going to be a lot of willpower rolls we'll find this guy. And after that, you finally get to break her out. The FBI will raid the place after you're done with your raid, your vigilante justice, and an L will be busted. As everybody that saw you in Merle form will have delirium. The wild spirits will eventually win and overtake the place. Everyone in here that was building atomic weapons will be arrested, and everything will be nice. And all is happy, and all is ended well.
Yep.
Yay.
It's time to go out for a drink. Yep.
Yeah, Edin, haven't missed anything else.
The Umberscape was actually pretty interesting.
Like, see, like the idea of like that whole like worm versus wild fight. That's what sells it for me.
I meant like the flowers that try to hypnotize people to come towards them because they have foot-long spines and spikes.
Yeah, the hypnotic, the head-eating flower.
Yep. Then there's the catfish that want to talk to people about drinking and gambling,
Yeah.
which I found hilarious.
And then you have the land shark that helps you. We're just the image of the wild actually like getting up and doing something for a fucking change.
Yeah, it is nice to see, actually.
Yeah, it's. And then we get to the last one, which is Edin's favorite, the Dark Union. No. So how do we run this story? This is simply like how the campaign ends. So this is supposed to be your hardest adventure yet, and there is no happy ending to this, no matter how you play it. So, how do we begin this? So, what is the plot going on here, Edin?
Oof, it's been like a year since I read this section.
Right.
Basically, there's been Banes at the Foundation that have been possessing the staff and the lunatics all this time.
Mhm.
And basically, they are trying to create their own changing breed, or
Mhm.
tribe of Garu. And the
This
Black
isn't
Spiral Dancers don't know this, but once they do, they're so pissed they actually decide to ally with the guy in Pax who actually killed the Banes.
So as it turns out, the Valkenburg Foundation has been compromised this entire time, and everything we're doing is about to end up in smoke.
Or worse.
Yeah.
Turn to the worm's benefit.
So, how this starts off. So, it's just like a normal day at the Valkenburg. As you begin to notice, like, BSDs are starting to hang around the area. You get evidence that the BSDs are, like, skulking around this place. One BSD will all of a sudden decide that he's done waiting for his other ones to attack, and he will run forward and he'll just set the building on fire. Where you then, of course, have to deal with this BSD. As he shows up, you can kill him, or you can let him escape and just put out the fire instead. As you begin to wonder, like, well, why is this place completely surrounded? Well, when was the last time anyone cast Sense the Worm around this place?
Probably a
When
minute.
was the
They
last
do it a
time?
lot,
Yeah.
but the thing is that the Banes can actually suppress that.
Yeah,
with
as
their
it turns
stat
out,
block.
this is where it comes in. Since the worm is not the gotcha gift that it used to be, because with the Defiler worm, she's learning how to mask the smell of her banes, and now what was the immediate worm detector is now completely useless in the face of the modern apocalypse. So, yay, only the inexperienced banes are going to get caught by this anymore. And we're going around. It turns out there is the BSD pack leader in this area is called Lishta, where she walks around with a small dagger with a heart-shaped hilt. See, I believe her stat block is... Nope, it's not around here. There it is. All right. So here it is. She's a Hamid Galliard, Strength 3, Dexterity 5, Stamina 2, Charisma 5, Manipulation 3, Appearance 3, Perception 4, Intelligence 3, Wits 3, Alertness 4, Athletics 4, Dodge 4, Intimidation 1, Primal Urge 2, Subterfuge 2, Streetwise 4, Etiquette 2, Melee 3, Stealth 5, Survival 1, Medicine 2, Politics 2, Contacts 2, Pure Breed 3, Sense Worm, Persuasion, Mind Speak, Dream Speak, Reshape Object, 8 points in Rage, 6 points in Gnosis, 7 points in Willpower.
Jesus.
And
That's
apparently
kinda rough.
she is one of the rare attractive BSDs.
Oh, like the one we killed in Rush 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, so like your players like kind of like incentivize to approach her because she's supposed to be like super sexy with the way she's drawn. Because she's coming in, she's wearing all white. She's got like the whole like villain in white trope, but she's got like the hair of like Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue.
Interesting.
Oh, kind of weird. Okay.
As she walks up to you, and you meet the other members of her pack, where she's got Wargraph the Ragabash, where the man just is apparently allergic to wearing a fucking shirt. Just walks around.
He's one
Where he's got he's got the hairstyle of every member
Wait,
from the
Warcraft is an Aru, not a Ragabash.
See, he's like, all right, fuck it. Yeah, sorry, my mistake. Thank you for catching me, Edin. That's why he's here for this episode.
Yep.
And his hair, Gene Simmons, that's his haircut.
Weird ass hair.
Yeah.
I wouldn't describe it as a cut. I think it was completely never cut.
He's never combed his hair in his entire life.
So it's just a nest.
And then Hoshgrom, where he is. Why do you all have D&D names?
It's
Yeah.
actually the sound Black Spiral dancers make when they first emerge from the Black Spiral labyrinth. That's how they get their name.
Just whatever gibberish comes out of your mouth.
Yep. Or as
As
close as they can make it.
he is a Metis Arun. Oh, that's fun. Where he's got Sense Worm, Razor Claws, Great Element, and Ears of the Bat Dude.
Oh, damn. He's kind of tough.
And it turns out, I do believe Bat is their totem. And then looking around, we got one more guy, I do believe. It is one, Shadrak, a Lupus Theurge. And he is built like a fucking brick house. This guy, he's on page 84, 85 in the PDF.
All right, let me
There.
go over there.
Check this dude out.
Oh, damn. He's mean looking.
There he is.
I like
A Lupus hanger on in
I
helmet
like the
form.
fucking the 80s fucking leather low cut shirt. He looks like he got it out of Glenn Danzig's closet.
Yeah. Oh wait,
He
hold on a
probably
minute.
did.
Let's scroll down one page. Let's go one more page. This guy with no shirt on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, that dude looks like. Who does he look like? Who's
Yeah.
the blonde Russian dude in?
Ivan Drago.
Yeah, he looks like Ivan Drago.
Yeah. He's got the stats to match it up too. I would put more points in strength with that kind of guy. Because that
He dies.
is you will lose. Where heightened senses, razor claws, leap of the kangaroo, and cat feet.
You forgot Bane Protector.
Along with that, along with there. Yeah, this guy's gonna take a few hits to kill. If you can land a hit on him at all.
He's also over 7 feet tall in Hamid form and nearly 9 in lupus somehow.
He's even larger in wolf form. Strange. And he's also got the personality of a plank of wood. He's just a very boring guy to talk to. And you're thinking to yourself, well, why are just BSDs just walking up to us? I mean, didn't you just try to burn the house not that long ago? And they say, no, hold on, man, we got something to ask you about. You know the Valkenburg Foundation is compromised, right? And you say, well, I meant, no, it's not compromised. And you say, oh, you notice you've been casting since Worm? Yeah. Orson Gravely, have you talked to him lately? No. Is you go over, and Orson Gravely is just right there in the distance, and something's up with this guy. As you check this guy out, all of a sudden you just feel like this sense of dread around him, and all the other Geru begin to freak out around him as the puppeteer spirits appear. And it turns out they've been controlling Orson this entire time. He's been possessed. And he's been this Manchurian candidate that's been allowing everyone to possess everyone.
Not only that,
Great.
he's the actual incarnation of the shadow which caused Leopold Valkenburg to flee his homeland.
As it turns out, this guy was never Geru to begin with. This guy is a bullshitter who just snuck right into the Valkenburg Foundation to finish what he started all those years ago. He's here all the way from Switzerland. So,
Oh, what the fuck?
yeah, so great, right? So, like Edin said, these guys appear and the BSDs say, well, we're here to help you fight these guys. Well, why are you here to help us? Well, as it turns out, Orson Gravely isn't doing what we say. He's a bang-on rogue, and we're here to help you fight and kill these guys. So, cool, right? Kyle, how do you feel about working with BSDs?
They are immediately going to betray us.
Absolutely.
If I was
We
from sound, what's
appreciate
your
the
reaction?
offer. Fuck off. We'll call our own reinforcements.
Yes.
Since I was going to calculate the odds, he can get them all in one burst of his minigun.
Gotta line up the shots. Whatever you do, don't stand in a single file line. And with this, as it turns out, Victor Helms will begrudgingly say, all right, fine, the BSDs probably know more about these guys than we do. We're out of our element. We're fucked. We're all tits up. Everything's going to shit. And what happens after that? You're going to encounter and fight Gravely, right? Where you step sideways, it turns out this guy's trying to make a fucking run for it. As he's noticed that his cover's been blown. But that's okay, because all of his other puppeteers are beginning to go savage and attack the Orleys and just cause havoc in the
building?
Valkenburg Foundation. As it turns out, the reason why he's making a run for it, he called for backup for a Nexus crawler.
Oh, fuck.
So yeah, that's your final boss for the campaign.
Well,
As you can imagine what goes from there, where you fight the Nexus crawler, that's going to be a fight that you're going to win by the skin of your teeth. You will need the BSCs to help you with that fight, considering that the Nexus crawlers can just break the rules of the game as part of their mechanics.
That and all the possessed staff and lunatics by the puppeteers.
Let's see. As it turns out, Lishta will be your MVP for this fight, as she's the only one that's actually actively trying to help you during this fight, while the other BSCs just go off on their own. As eventually, if Lishta dies, Hushgrom will try to forcibly take control. Who's the guy that was in the low-cut shirt that you saw before, Kyle?
Yep.
And if he dies, then Shockdrak will take over, and Rorgrath is the last guy to take over if all the other BSDs die.
It says that Lista dies for love, apparently.
See. Did she have a secret admirer? Was she your secret admirer this entire time? I don't know.
No idea.
And with that, she ends up. Well, by the way, it says probably have only one BSD survive this fight, and the BSD will actually give you thanks, give you a high five and $12, and will dip off for parts unknown if the party doesn't try to kill him.
I'm thinking if the party barely survives, that BSC third survives, and maybe more of their pack. I'm thinking most of the pack will be possessed by Banes.
Yeah. If Shadrach is the one that survives the fight, Shadrach will actually follow you back to the Valkenburg and will help you finish the job, unlike the other three BSDs, where he helps you find the puppeteer and will help you kill him. And with that, well, you killed all the puppeteers, but it leaves the Valkenburg Foundation in absolute shambles. Most of your patients will be dead. Victor Helms is guaranteed to survive. Gretchen will probably die during the fight, because the puppeteer will come after her first for revenge. And Takakane will come over to you, look at the remains of the foundation, will ask you, well, do you guys want to rebuild? And this
Yes.
is where you the party say,
Yes.
Well,
but
we appreciate your help, but this organization's for helping people. And you are still corrupted. If we attempt to write a purification on you, it would kill you instantly.
and with that concludes the story, where it kind of ends on a cliffhanger's note as to whether or not you're going to pick up Falkenberg's legacy from there.
Yep. I mean,
And
I likely would, or at least I'd try.
let's see. Look at this. Now looking at the back, the stat blocks in the back. All right. This is also like a small amendment section for the page. Gretchen Valkenburg, yes, she is a werewolf. She's a glass worker.
Oh, go look at that.
Kinfolk.
See, yeah, glass worker kin is what she is, and she has only 1 point of rage, so that explains it. And see, looking down along with here. Let's see here. Leslie Thomas is an actual COG. She's one of the staff members. We didn't really go into detail with her because she didn't really do much of anything. Victor Helms, who is your contact in New York, is a glass worker. Hamed Arun. Lucius
Actually,
is a what?
Victor, it says in parentheses, actually a Shadow Lord.
Actually a Shadow Lord. Well, holy shit. As then going along with that, Macready, as it turns out, is a Fianna Arun. Skyseeker is a Wendigo. I thought that was an antenna, but now it's a Wendigo. Lucius is a Silent Strider. Kanaktale is a Silent Strider. And then I believe Takakane was a Wendigo. But yeah, there you go. That's your story in a nutshell. You had some highs, you had some lows.
Ooh,
So
look at the puppeteer stats.
Puppeteer. All right, so looking at this. Let me read off the Puppeteer stats before we end up. Rage 5, Willpower 5, Gnosis 9, Power 40. Spells involve Possession, Ignore Call, Cloak of Ignorance, Sense Worm, Sense the Unnatural, Detect Spirit, Sense the True
Oh
Form.
no, that's what they're immune to.
They're
with
immune to
Cloak
all
of
that.
Ignorance.
All right. So essentially, this like stealth monster that goes in and can use Steel Essence, where the Bane will make a Gnosis roll versus your target Gnosis. If successful, he will steal your temporary Gnosis and stop you from using your gifts. It's great, right?
Yeah, it's a
Read the
little
image
rough.
part. It's scary.
So there we go. And the image, the puppeteer looks like a large spider monkey made from shadows with glowing orbs or eyes. And when they possess somebody, they bear that piece of that person's soul for the duration of possession. That person's face can be seen as a ghostly image on the puppeteer's chest. And there's multiple of them, not just the one.
Yep.
So, Kyle, would you want to run this campaign?
I likely won't. I might include bits and pieces of it in another campaign.
There we go.
Like you said,
Lunatic
so
Angle,
this campaign takes place in the 80s, correct?
1993.
93. Okay, so and it's in Colorado, right?
Wyoming.
Okay, yeah, it's a bit too far away from.
Close enough. Close enough.
It's a bit too far away from me being able to include it in
Los Angeles.
Yeah, in Los Angeles. I'm sure like you could bump into a pack that works for them, and that could be like a way to get quests for the campaign, but like that would likely be side quest at best.
It's so yeah, this is Ryan, would you want to run this? What do you think? Has he
Right.
snoozed?
Ryan, you liable?
No, I was just muted. I wouldn't mind running it.
Yeah, there it is. Because Ryan, you got the mechanics down. It's just like the energy we gotta get. But yeah, I know you got this. I know I've been in your test game before. You are a good GM. Don't worry about shit. Don't worry about shit. Running games is fun.
I would
Oh,
run
yeah.
it,
I
although
know.
I would.
I know.
Yeah.
Like I said, it doesn't. That didn't deteriorate me from running a game.
Don't listen to me. I complain a lot and I get stressed out by it.
There it is. And Ed and you would run this game.
Yep, but I would change a lot about it. It's too predictable now.
Yeah, so to prevent because that's the issue with running modules. So if you run the module by the book, then your players will know what's going to happen and will cheat.
For example, the puppeteers would possess a bunch of the supposed allies throughout the story, throw you off the scent.
This whole like inner network of people that are trying to screw you
Yep.
over.
Yep.
And it creates like this personal stake in the plot too with like Valkenburg, where the spirit specifically hates that family, wants to see it die.
Yep.
So there we have it. It's essentially what's in the Valkenburg Foundation.
It's
Yay.
a neat little, if you're just starting out as a storyteller and you want to like test the waters, this would be a good way to get started. Especially if you have an
Yeah.
IRL group, I'd say.
Oh, okay. And found it.
Would it?
Yeah, and found the pictures of like little doodles made by Archie.
Oh, with
Thank you,
the
Archie.
square jaw, like
Yeah. That's how he was drawing Fast and Sound.
oh my god, that's great.
There's that's a tiny parasite he's holding up.
Yep.
It was trying to force me to convert me to the glassworkers the entire time.
Is that what he was doing?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what he was trying to do.
Actually, originally it was just to make Paris realize Fast and Sound wasn't a monster, but because he has like a wit score of 2, he just doesn't know how to do it, so just
Who
immediately
was singing
grabbed
Circle of
Paris.
Life in the background?
Yes. See, look at that. I think it's well, it was either Ryan Klein or Ricky.
You know who the fucking who Faster Than Sound reminds me of? Remember the New Guy comic back in the day?
Yeah,
No.
He kind of looks like that. He's just clean shaved, just shaven headed. Got like a big chin on him. Just
That's how Archie
looks
drew him.
friendly as shit.
Let's see.
So he's like a Terminator.
Yep, that's funny. Not so
The-
bad.
The other one with the person on the wall is when he botched his roll with the glaive and accidentally sliced Archie's character nearly in half. Socks had to intervene because Archie was rolling so bad for so
Yes.
long that he thought he was cursed.
Oh
He
my
basically had
god,
to
dude!
retcon him dying.
I felt that. It's rough.
Yes. There it is. So that was also like one of like Archie's first games too, where I don't think he got that into Kai, but when we did Nero Morning Kill, he got really into that.
So yeah, and then there's that video of the Rite of Sacred Rebirth, which is just a clip from the Order, where the pelt merges with Jack, turning him into a werewolf.
There we go. So yeah, there we go. Do we have any other thoughts on Valkenburg?
I just think it's a good starter module. If you want to try playing Werewolf and you want to test the waters, this would be the way to go about it.
I like it. It gets dark, but without obviously being dark.
Because it's kind of good where it kind of like combines aspects of changing to dreaming in with Werewolf the Apocalypse, where hell, I could see this working if you had, instead of using Werewolf PCs, you had changing NPCs, not changing PCs for this game, where you're going around, like you got like a lot of the stuff in this you could do with changes, like, oh, we need this blockbuster to get a knocker for it. Oh, we need to fight these gangsters, get a troll to handle it. We need to intimidate Albert Lair, get a red cap to do it. All these other ways you can help out with the story where, I say it's multiple times, Werewolf and Changing might as well be the same game at this point, just with different character sheets.
I mean,
'Cause-
I haven't played
yeah.
Changeling yet, but one day
You're,
perhaps.
you're fighting the same thing, but just in in two different ways. Like you call the things different things, but ultimately the same thing. And thinking about Changeling. See, I remember like Dan's super into Werewolf. He's into Vampire too, but Changeling is a slower burn game compared to Werewolf and Vampire.
I just want to play a Sarif Al-Hada.
Yeah. Where if he's thinking Changeling is slow, then God help him when it comes to Mage Ascension. That is a game where the pacing slows down to a fucking crawl. But it's gotta be by intention because otherwise you break the story with Mage Ascension. Alright. And I'm out of ideas.
Yep.
I'm out of ideas. Let's
run this
wrap
session.
It up.
It's cool. Or run this
Yeah, there it is.
module. It's cool.
There it is. We're
Yeah.
doing Chicago by Night next week.
Oh wait, when are we doing Iteration X?
Iteration X is the week after that.
Stop blue balling me, goddammit.
Read the schedule. I post a schedule in the it's a schedule channel. That's a schedule in it, and that schedule does not change.
Fashion
Okay.
and Sound will be there.
Chicago by Night. And
Yeah.
it's going to be the saddest module for any vampire because you can't eat a Chicago hot dog because it has no vitae in it.
We got to talk about Menelaus and why on earth is Menelaus from Pompeii all the way over in Greece and in Chicago.
He was on vacation. Don't worry about it.
And he never left.
He's like,
left, he's
these
still there."
Chicago hot dogs are fucking banging. I'm staying here. I love looking at the giant metal bean. Everything's great about this city, man.
Damn it, I
This is-
just realized you guys should have done Under a Blood Red Moon right after Chicago by Night.
Chicago by Night. Well, we've gone in the way of Mage March. We got a bunch of we'll get a bunch of crazy stuff going on for April because April's going to be a wild variety show.
Well, I mean, yeah. It's funny how like we've done a lot of the werewolf stuff so far. Like this is the first werewolf centric episode we've done in a very long time.
And we still have a few werewolf books to get to. Just there's like very low in the card and like kind of obscure.
Yeah, that's
Before
fair.
you start
That's
having
fair.
to dig into the homebrew sections.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to pull up the wallet for that one. Where we went over Project Twilight. We went over. Let's see, take a look at what other books we still have here. We're not redoing the Kinfolk episode. I'm never touching that book again.
Johnny's really mad about that.
See, Under Blood Red Moon. We haven't done yet. See, look at this. We could do an Umbra episode, just talking about the Umbra.
That would
If
be
you-
kind of neat. It is
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
an eponymous place that like we haven't really
Oh,
very well defined.
Guardians of the Karen. That's
Yeah,
the one I really want to do.
And Karen's Places of Powers, where if you really want to go into detail about canonical Karens.
Yep.
The Silver Record, we still have to do that one.
I don't know.
And-
I'm having fun building my own Karens, but
And what else is in here? Litany of the Tribes. No, those are collections of other books. Never mind. Look at this. Rage Wars the Apocalypse. I gotta look, and yeah, I think that's
That's
really
just
good to
stat
do.
blocks for all the rage cards converted
Yeah,
into player
Oh
characters.
yeah. No. Look at
a
Chronicle
character
of the Black
variety
Labyrinth.
hour. Anyway,
Chronicle,
We could do the novels.
Chronicle of the Black Labyrinth. We also gotta do too.
we do the werewolf novels. It just turns into a book club.
And then we got the Wild West and Werewolf Dark Ages to get to too.
Yep. We got stuff to do. Don't you worry.
And then what else is also in here? Maybe we could just do an episode where we just look at Jeff Redner's pictures and just admire it.
I'll go with that. Like a Jeff Redner appreciation variety hour.
Hammer and Clave, if you want to go over stuff. Past Lives, we haven't done that book yet.
Yeah, but
And-
rest assured, we got no shortage of content.
And then we get to Times of Judgment Apocalypse. But we're going to break that episode up into 3 different episodes.
That
We'll
I
be
do
there.
need to learn more about, so I am excited for that.
Since we'll go over the books versions of the Falls, and then fucking Rich across the internet said they're going to do an episode about this, and then they just never did.
I
And
think
well,
we
now,
have to
what-
do that the Apocalypse novel first before we do that one because it
where we get to talk about we have to talk about fucking come on, say his name. Fuck. Come
Mark.
on.
The
Come
douchebag.
on. No, Silverfang Prince Jonas Albert. Oh,
There you go.
I
Atta
was starting to break
boy.
out into sweat.
I can hear the steam coming out of your ears from over here.
but yeah, the Apocalypse supplement actually references
It mentions that and everything. So yeah, we get to talk about Jonas Albrecht and Mary Cabra, and Evan heals the past. Evan is a bitch. She's not racist enough to be a Wendigo. Yeah. If you play a Wendigo, you hate white people. That's the only way you can do it. If you do it any other way, you're doing it wrong. And there it is.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, there we go. We got Rage across Russia, and we may or may not have an exercise demon-free Kindy for that episode.
Please just exercise me or kill me. I'm sick of playing a fucking gorehound. This is bullshit.
You're still going to die in September, no matter what happens
I
to you.
know, but at least let me die knowing that I can make a funny joke about it.
Yes. And there we go. So Chicago by Night, we get to start with the vampire book that kind of started the whole thing.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
All
All right.
Good night, everybody.
All right, that's
Good
it.
night,
Episode's over. Go home.
Have a good night, guys.
All right, GN.